Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Learning How to Draw from Me. My name is Fred of Kaz-Magic Arts, and today we are going to concentrate on drawing faces. Last time I had a technique going of where we used the word boy to create a face, so now I'm going to actually show you some techniques of what professional artists and even other artists that are not professionals do for like comics, and also if they're just doing picture drawings. So one thing to definitely make sure to do is that we're going to concentrate on per proportions of the face, like with your eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth, and also being able to learn the alignment of all of them on one thing. So I'm going to make a couple of samples. Hopefully I make them big enough for you to actually be able to see them. So first thing is we're going to draw something like an upside down egg shape. With the top being a little bit wider than the bottom. Alright, so here's where the alignment comes in. You get a lot of people that actually put a straight line up and down. And this right here would be the centerpiece for your nose area and to measure the distance between your eyes. The next one would be a vertical line, or is it horizontal? I can't really remember. So this right here would be the alignment of your eyes and also the mouth. So I'm going to go ahead and put a line down here for the mouth. Now what you got here is that where these points are for these lines, these are going to be the top of your ears, and you don't really have to have any kind of extra line to have the kind of measurement for it, but you do want to go ahead and just draw like a half of an oval shape on both sides. Next thing that's going to happen is that we're going to get the distance between the eyes. So you can have your eyes as close as possible, or you can have them as far away if you would like to. The eyes are going to actually be somewhat of a circle, but a slight oval shape. Next thing is going to be the nose, which is going to have like a connection to the eyebrow area. And you're going to have this little curve coming down after you get those lines right here and right here. And what's going to happen is that when you come down to here, you can either have your nose to be straight, but really you're going to have a little slight curve going on to here and then going back in. Same thing for this side here. And then I got a little bit of an extra here and here. Alright. Now for the mouth. As you can see, we already got a line right there. So we just want to draw a slight curve under there. And we're probably not going to really worry about the neck, but I'm just going to add little lines right there for extras. Alright, so you got the whole base of it right here. You got your eyes, your nose, your mouth, and your ears. And like I said, the whole thing of the head is going to be an oval shape, but like an upside down egg, with the top part being a little bit wider than the chin area. So you got your forehead here, then you got your chin, and you can actually make this out into any extra shapes that you want to. For me, I'm probably just going to go ahead and make this person a slightly chubby in the face. So with this right here as my guide, both of the cheeks, what I'm going to do is just actually extend out the cheeks to right there, and extend this one out as well. And probably increase the head area. And this is where your proportion comes into play for drawing the head. Now, as far as like the whole guiding for the ears, I like the way they are, but I am going to make it a little bit more detailed. Making them just a little bit pointy. And then I go back in, add the little inside detail. Alright, and I'm not going to do any kind of erasing for this here. I'm just going to leave this as it is, so that way you guys can get an idea of what I had actually done with the cheek area. So with the eyes, since the eyes are actually in oval, a little bit of an oval shape, or semicircle, however you want to look at it, I'm actually going to use those as a guide to add my eyelids, or just add a little bit more shape to what I want for them. If you hear a little bit of sound coming from my headphones, I'm actually listening to the Suicide Squad soundtrack. You guys really should check out the movie. It is definitely a groundbreaking film for, I wouldn't say superhero film, but definitely a supervillain film. And I think that this has definitely put a little bit of a spot on the map for DC, which is a good thing. Alright, so got my oval shapes for my extra details for my eyes. I'm not going to add any hair, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. So since I got those cheeks with the extra detail, I'm going to go ahead and actually add a little bit more detail to my chin area. And see, I used that right there as my little guide for what I was doing with that. Alright, so just add a little bit of detail here, like a little dent, and then come back out with diagonal lines for the lips. Add a little bit more detail in this area. Alright, now that I've actually got those worked out, I'm going to go ahead and add my pupils for the eyes. Go ahead and just shade them in. Alright, cool. And that's my first sample of how to draw a face. And that right there is just the frontal view. You can also do a profile view. And I can go ahead and show you how to do a profile view right quick. Pretty much the same concept with the frontal view, except for the egg shape of the head is actually going to be turned sideways. So you can draw the egg shape, but what's going to go on is that this back part is going to have a curve going in, but you're going to curve it in even more, while this part here remains as the egg shape. And then you come in with your chin and connect it to what was going to actually turn into a circle right here. So you can turn that into a complete circle first. Some professionals prefer to do it that way. But just keep in mind that if you're going to actually do that, you know, make a complete circle, make sure that that's actually for as if you're going to do something that's in profile view. Whereas if you're going to do something in frontal view, just do the upside down egg shape. So for the profile view, circle, and then a little curve down there. However, whichever way you want to be able to do this, everybody has their own little different style, so you basically want to just keep playing around with this to discover what technique works best for you. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just add my little neck right there. And right there. Now the guides for the sides are really kind of different. You can go ahead and add a guide right here. And since this right here is more likely going to be your centerpiece because this is where your ear is going to land at, you can go ahead and just make that line right there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is, instead of me actually starting off with the ear, because usually that's what I do, I'm going to actually start off with the forehead and work it on down to the nose and down to the chin. And as I said, I'm not going to actually erase these guides because I actually want you guys to see why I'm using those guides to make the form that I want to form. So there's your forehead. Then there's your nose. And then I'm actually going to go past that line right there to make the lips. Work my way down to the chin. Alright, and so I'm going to go ahead and add the ear. And the ear, like I was telling you for this area here, the ears are actually going to be aligned with that line right there. So the same thing with this ear here is going to be aligned with this line. And the bottom part is going to actually connect to where this chin is. I actually should have drawn it in like a half of an oval shape, but that's alright. Alright, so I got the ear. Add my little details here since I'm thinking about it. Alright, now back to this area here where we're going to add in details for the eyes and the nose. Or, sorry, left eye. I'm going to go ahead and make my circle right here. And I'm going to go ahead and add in my eyebrow. And this time I'm not going to actually draw it all the way down. I'm actually going to stop it where that line, a little bit underneath that line, since there's the tip of the forehead right there. Come down to my nose and add that little curve. That's going slightly in that direction. And then add another curve right here. Alright. So now that I've actually got those details out, I'm going to go ahead and work on my eyelid for my left eye. And now I'm going to add in the pupil. Alright, and there you have it on how to actually draw faces. And you can actually make it into any kind of shape you want. You could make it into like a monster or whatever imagination comes to your mind. But faces actually takes a little bit of time to get used to, because of the fact that you have to really think about proportion and think about the shape, and you can actually look at yourself in the mirror as much as possible to actually get the facial features down, along with like the nose and the eyes and whatever other features that you might want to think about. Like, you can even ask a partner of yours, a good friend, or somebody that you know, to actually stand before you, so that way you can actually practice on them as well. And take a lot of pictures of them, and also take lots of selfies for those of you that like to take a lot of selfies, and just study the proportions and the whole layout of the human face. The details for it really does play a part at what you're getting at. And you even check out websites that may actually support the anatomy of the face. One website I can definitely recommend to you is Pose-Maniacs. But Pose-Maniacs is more consistent of the entire human body. So you can try that, because it will have great 3D render images, ranging from a child to adult, and even to like bodybuilders like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Excuse me. But I hope this video helped, and feel free to leave any kind of questions or feedback, and Good luck to you guys on actually learning this. Thank you for following. Sorry. Thank you for watching this video. You guys take care.